Hello peeps, welcome back to Big Deck Player with me, Matt Sparks. Today we are taking a look at a deck that I've just found literally just moments ago. So I haven't had a lot of chance to play this one too much, but it's my favourite class. It's my favourite hero. It's the Priest. So this one, it's got a bit of an unusual name. It's called the 9/4 Priest. I'm not sure if that's 9 and 4 or 9 quarters, or I don't really know why it's called that. But I saw it on Hearthstone.com, posted by somebody called Mart23, which I shall put a link in the description so you can go and check it out for yourself. I love playing Priest deck. It's my highest leveled deck out of all of ones that I've played, and this is very similar to a deck that I've kind of been toying with myself. It's got a lot of the same sort of cards. Now this one's all about stealing your opponent's cards and using them against them, basically. That's the theme. So let's take a look at what we have in the deck, and then we'll show you how it plays in ranked. Okay, so we start off with a couple of Mind Visions. Obviously that's really good for knowing what your opponent has in their hand. Now obviously you don't know all of the cards that your opponent has in their hand, but this will give you an indication of what they might be playing next. It's really good for stealing weapons from rogues and hunters and warriors and paladins. It's awesome for that kind of thing, but it's also good for secrets and buffs from druids and all sorts of stuff. It's a really good card, and for 1 mana you might get something that, you know, is just absolutely fantastic. We've got 2 power word shields for giving some extra health to your minions and giving you a little bit of card draw, which is pretty useful. Sometimes it's better to use a power word shield than to heal one of your minions if you are desperate for some cards. 2 Northshire Clerics, pretty standard for most Priest decks if you want to get some card draw. And they're at 1/3, they're not too easy to get rid of, but especially if you can combine them with the power word shield, but obviously they can be killed fairly easily. For removal, we have 2 Shadow Word Pain, which destroys anything with 3 or less attack, and we have 2 Shadow Word Death, which destroys anything with 5 or more attack. Obviously this can be a problem when you have creatures with 4 attack, but that's been a problem that priests have had to deal with for some time, but there should be enough ways to get around it with this deck, so just yeah, don't worry too much about that. Okay, so we have 2 Thought Steals in a way to continue stealing your opponent's cards. It is a bit random. Sometimes you'll get some awesome cards. I've had Ragnaros and Tyrion Fordring. You know, you being able to use a class-specific legendary that's not a priest as a priest is awesome. You know, you're playing against a paladin and suddenly you drop a Tyrion Fordring. They're like, wait a second. It kind of messes them up. It meddles with their mind. So that's pretty cool. I love Thought Steal. It's one of my favourite cards. 2 Mind Control Tech. This can be pretty effective. Again, it is a bit random, so that's the only downside. But it's all to do with stealing minions from your opponent and then being able to use them against them. 2 Shade of Naxxramas. This doesn't really fit the theme particularly, but they're stealthed and they are awesome in my opinion. And if you can keep them stealth for 2 or 3 turns, they suddenly become a big problem for your opponent. 2 Shadow Madness. Gain control of an enemy with 3 or less attack until the end of the turn. This, if you are lucky enough or unlucky enough to have your opponent buff a Nerubian egg, you can steal the Nerubian egg, use it to attack and possibly get it killed, and then when it dies on that turn, you get to keep the 4/4 Nerubian that it hatches. It's fantastic for that. And I used it in the match that I literally just played with this deck to kind of try it out. and it meant that I had board control for the next like 3 turns because he had nothing else to put on the board. It was fantastic. Okay, for a bit of protection for yourself and your minions, we've got 2 Senjin Shield Masters. This is, again, doesn't really fit the theme of the deck particularly, but it's a nice taunt with enough health and enough damage to hopefully kind of weather the storm a little bit. Lotheb for 5 cost. This doesn't fit the theme at all, but it's a fantastic card. I think almost every single deck is running this at the moment, just because it's such a fantastic card. If you can play this at the right moment, it can really screw up your opponent and what they're able to do. So, Lotheb, fantastic card. We've got 2 more taunts in the form of Sludge Belchers. Again, 2 fantastic taunts. Same stat line as the Senjin Shield Master, but you get the 1/2 slimes with taunt when they die, so that's pretty awesome. 2 Holy Fires for a bit of removal and or damage to their face and some healing, which is pretty cool. 2 Cabal Shadow Priests. So these are really effective against Nerubian Eggs as well, because most of the time the Nerubian Eggs won't get more than 1 or 2 attacks. So if you wanted to steal a Nerubian Egg, this is what you can do. Use it to do. So that's pretty awesome. I like the fact that some of the new taunt, what's it called? What's it called? I forget what it's called. There's a new taunt, 3 cost. Dreadlord, Deathlord, Deathlord. Deathlord only has 2 attacks, so you can steal Deathlords from your opponent pretty easily, if you want to. But I've found Deathlords, because Deathlords only have 2 attack, it's very easy to just Shadow Word Pain to destroy them, and then get a minion onto the board. So yes, we've got 2 Cabal Shadow Priests, 1 Sylvanas Windrunner, because it's all about stealing your opponent's cards, which obviously Sylvanas will do. You can, if you really wanted, have Sylvanas out and then use Shadow Word Death on her to kill her to get the Death Rattle proc. I guess if you really wanted to do that, you could. I'm not so sure that's the best idea, but you know, it depends on what the situation is at hand. And finally, 2 mind controls, because you know, or it has to be mind control, really. So there we go. That's the deck. It's pretty expensive, mainly because of Sylvanas Windrunner. And then you've got 2 Cabal Shadow Priests as well. If you've finished all of Nax, then you'll already have Lotheb and the Shade of Naxxramas, so that won't cost you anything. So it's only really that Cabal Shadow Priest that you need to craft.
Anduin versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine!
The light shall bring victory.
Alright, we're up against the Warlock, and we get to go first. Not my favourite. I much prefer going second and having a coin. So, first of all, we're going to ditch the mind control, because we do not want a 10 cost thing, and we do not want a Holy Fire this early. Shade of Naxxramas is pretty cool though. Hopefully we'll get a Mind Vision, or maybe Thought Steal, or not either of those. Oh, and then we get the mind control back. Excellent, thanks game.
Job's done.
Greetings.
Well, Mind Vision, Thought Steal,
I greet you.
Shade of Naxxramas. They're the sort of things that I like having in my hand at the beginning. Maybe a North Sea Cleric and maybe a Power Word Shield. Shadow Word Pain even would have been nice. Right, well he looks like he's playing a zoo deck of some description, so that kind of sucks. But it might mean that we can use the mind control tech if he starts getting greedy and putting lots of creatures on the board. And at this rate, we're not going to be able to get rid of any of them anytime soon. So I guess we just Shade of Naxxramas this turn and let him go on with it. So let's see what he puts out next turn. I mean, any of those cards would be pretty good to steal.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Yeah, I'll take any of those. Right, Mind control tech, you are up. You are up, my friend. Or wait. Or I could use this. If I use this on this and attack this, I'll get the two 1/1 spectral spiders, and then I can use this to kill this. And then I'm not sure if that's the best play, or I should just use this. Using this will give me three things, and it'll give him 3 things. But it won't be get me any closer to actually clearing any of his board off. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to use this. Kill this. I get those, and then we do that, and then we end the turn. I'm probably going to lose my shade though as a result, which kind of sucks. Yeah. That's okay. He's got 4 mana, he can do something with
My
that.
shield for Argus.
Oh. Not really what I wanted. Damn. Okay, well, let's see. Can we do anything with what we have? No. Not really. I mean, we could Thought Steal. Let's Thought Steal. Let's see what we get. We might get something interesting. Oh, we got a Soulfire. Well, that's quite interesting. Alright, well, let's use this on his. We lose the Nephilim. That's fine. We'll kill off this and this. And I'll heal myself back up. Okay, well, that's not terrible. We do have a slight card advantage, but we are down 8 health already, so that is a bit rubbish. Ah, Harvest Golem. You will be mine. I think I will take...
Let me change your mind.
I will take that. Thank you. I need to put my Sludge Belcher out.
My shield for Argus.
Alright. Just gonna go for the face, eh? Thought as much. Alright. Let's, I was gonna put my Sludge Belcher out, but I think I'm just gonna Mind Control Tech and hope that we get one of the taunts.
Engaging TC-130 until dislocated.
Hey! Awesome.
Your soul shall suffer.
Let's buff this up so that it survives
Obey.
that. Let's use this to kill that. And I will just leave that actually. I think I'm just going to use this to see what he's got in his hand. He's only got 1 card and it's a Shadow Bolt. So he'll use the Shadow Bolt to kill that, I imagine. 2 mind controls, really? Of all the cards, you give me 2 mind controls. Okay, well, I think he'll probably use, yep, Shadow Bolt to kill off that, so we can put Sludge Belcher out next turn and hope that. Is he going to attack?
You shall not pass.
Is he just going to go for the face again? Oh no, he's not. Okay, that was probably sensible. But I've got a Shadow Bolt. So I can Sludge Belcher. Oh, I can still... Let's put this out. Why not? It's so rubbish. There we go. We got the Spectral Spider. So bad. Never mind. Let's see what else he's going to do. He does have quite a large health advantage on us at the moment, but... I guess I could have just Shadow Bolted. But... Wow. Okay, well, let's kill off that for starters. I'm just going to heal myself. I can't do anything because these are all to do with minions. So, we're going to just hit him in the face. And suddenly the tide has turned. I break your veins. Oh, that was a bad idea. I am so sorry. I am so very, very sorry.
Do you need a blessing?
Except I'm not sorry. I will apologise first, though.
My apologies.
Yoink! I knew that was going to happen. Oh. Good. So there we go. That's the 9/4 priest. I don't know why it's called that particularly. I think it's been playing a lot on the Chinese servers, and it's something to do with that. I don't know for definite. So yeah, that's this deck. I like it's a little bit unpredictable, and it sometimes doesn't go your way because of the random nature of some of the mind control effects. And as a result, you can kind of get mixed results with the victory or losing, or So I wouldn't say it was the most reliable deck I've ever played, but it is one of the most fun decks that I've played. And because I like playing priest decks, as you can see, this one's up to 54. This is the highest leveled deck I have. I think the rest of them are sort of sitting around level 35, 40. So I play priest decks a lot when I'm not recording and stuff. So whenever I see a new one that comes up on Hearthstone, I always jump at the chance of trying it out and taking it for a spin. I've had a lot of fun with this deck. If you decide that you're going to try this deck out for yourself and you make any videos, just let me know how you get on, or link me the video, and I will be sure to check it out. Thank you very much for watching. As I mentioned before, you can find this deck on hearthstone.com. There will be a link in the description so you can go check it out. Thank you very much for watching. I shall see you next time on Big Deck Playa.